Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And my question of today is, do you think that the XRP price will actually see $2 per XRP first, or will we see 50 cents per XRP first? Let me know in the comment section down below what you think, and I'm really interested to see all the different opinions down below. It's going to be really freaking interesting. Having said that, our topics of today are XRP, Cardano, and Shiba Inu, with a little bit of general news in the midst of things, but wow, it's been a crazy day, all right? I mean, for Shiba specifically, it's been a crazy freaking day. All right, let's quickly start off with our Ripple news. Ripple partners with the largest financial institution in Africa and the Middle East. You guys have already told me this a couple of times over on Twitter, but I hadn't made a video on it yet, so I thought, hey, here we go. QNB plans to launch a remittance platform based on Ripple to blockchain technology. Now, Leonidas just shared this with an iceberg picture, and I think that perfectly resembles the situation right now. You and I are seeing parts at the surface, and we're seeing it at face value being, that's pretty nice. But guys, it's usually what's below it that makes these things so extremely important. I quote, QNB and Ripple partner to enhance global cross-border payments. Did some digging, and there's more to this story. Video incoming when I find the time, end quote. And I will definitely be checking that out, guys, because I also believe there's way more brewing up than meets the eye. Now, the National Bank of Qatar, which of course is what QNB stands for, if you didn't know, I guess Qatar National Bank, is the biggest banking institution in Africa and the MENA region. It has now begun collaborating with Ripple fintech provider from San Francisco as it plans to implement a global strategy for enhancing transnational payments and kick off a new remittance platform built on the basis of Ripple technology. Both sides have signed an agreement that states that the QNB will trial RippleNet with QNB Finansbank in Turkey. After that, a group rollout will take place to provide near real-time remittances and payments for QNB clients in numerous countries and add Ripple technology to other remittance corridors later on. According to QNB's Heba Al-Tamimi, head of group retail banking, the bank always strives to provide the best innovation to its customers, and the deal with Ripple is another innovative step QNB is taking to offer the best products to its clients. And guys, I couldn't agree more. This is a very beautiful step in the right direction. And once more, QNB operates in over 30 countries on 3 continents via its network. I think this is going to bring a lot of freaking interest in Ripple via these mutual links that are going to be made. And well, I'm already excited just thinking about all the new mutual partnerships that can kind of flow out from this, but also just the access and the status basically that Ripple receives from one small partnership. I've told you guys before about the domino effect. Ripple needs to get an initial big set of partners. They've already got a good group, but a little bit more before it starts to kind of network into, oh, we partnered via Ripple or to Ripple via this partner or via this, It's going to really go fast because in the banking world, there's something which is known as not knowing, I guess, the next bank. How do I say it perfectly? Right now in the current banking system, if a bank doesn't know the other properly, they can't work with them, right? And of course, Ripple actually eliminates this problem through their services. But of course, if the other bank does not allow to kind of work with Ripple in some way, shape, or form, your activity is diminished. So the more banks that kind of adapt this standard and work with it, the better it's obviously going to work. And that's why every one of these is just kind of an exciting little nudge. All right, then John Deaton, he said over on his Twitter, oh, let's quickly put it right. Are you serious? Hester Peirce, aka the crypto mom, is an SEC commissioner and has been openly critical of the SEC's lack of clarity and its impact on innovation. But Ethereum Joseph, the co-founder of Ethereum, believes the SEC is doing a good job. Joe needs a new PR advisor. And that's because right now, one of the biggest battles which is going on in the Ripple SEC lawsuit, but also just in crypto regulation, is the people think the SEC is doing a bad job. Some commissioners at the SEC even say the SEC is doing a bad job. But then Gary Gensler and Joe Lubin, the co-founder of Ethereum, are saying, no, they're doing a really good job. Interesting contrast, and people are trying to figure out exactly if he is biased for some reason or if he has preferential treatment. And of course, it becomes more interesting when he openly discusses now or puts up that he thinks these things are clear and that things are going at a nice pace. Like, what? Everybody that's watching knows that makes absolutely no sense. So I definitely understand there's some question marks placed on top of his head now. All right. Next piece of news just added to our document library. Letter from Representative or Rep, let's just call it like that, Patrick McHenry to the SEC Chairman Gary Gensler. And by the way, guys, I try to put in these timestamps as often as possible. Note that it takes me a long time to do that. Additionally, if you are enjoying these daily crypto videos, do not forget to subscribe so you're updated every single time. But more importantly, guys, that you press that like button. It helps the video perform just a little bit better in the YouTube algorithm. And I can't prove it, but I think so. So if you could help me out by pressing that button, it means a ton to me. And I also just like to kind of gauge how people are finding these videos. And I don't know, it's also kind of motivating and humbling to see. All right, the chairman, Gary, he basically, let's do it again, all right? Letter from Representative Patrick McHenry to the SEC Chairman Gary Gensler, demanding clarity after a series of concerning and apparently self-contradicting public statements on crypto. The letter from the ranking member comes before today's SEC oversight hearing of the House Financial Services Committee, I think, where the lack of clarity is expected to be debated, among other issues. Watch the hearing here starting at 12 p.m. ET. So I don't know if you really have to watch that, but what you do have to know is that, as I've explained earlier with the remark around Ethereum's Joseph Lubin and Gary Gensler, there is right now a really big critical debate going on in the background about whether or not the SEC has actually been clear in what is and what isn't allowed, or more importantly, if the SEC is kind of contradicting themselves, or Gary Gensler is, in saying, no, we need to tackle things and make it more clear, while also stating that things are already clear. And I know that this sounds kind of like a thing that's been going on for ages and never fixes itself. It feels like that to me too. However, these parts are integral in finding a solution. And noticing it getting more attention from the higher up politics is very nice if you ask me. It shows we are making some sort of progress. All right, then moving over into Cardano. And this is actually a very bullish piece of information. It's basically being said around the internet right now that Cardano is undervalued if you compare it to its competitors. Again, that's Grayscale, and you all know how huge of a deal Grayscale is, and also how much influence Grayscale's buying and whatnot can have. Now, I don't really like to go too far into their analysis though, because I obviously know if they shout out something like this, it is first of all biased because they're holders, and second of all, there's been a ton of big institutional buyers who's got this analysis before we did. And so it's always a little bit of a way off. Like, whatever they say is first of all, a little bit biased towards being nice because they hold it. But more importantly, if all these big guys got it before, then either the price should have moved almost instantly with some severity, or they're basically saying that the price is going to go do well over the next couple of months or years or so. And that we have to make a really big distinction between the two. Now, after reading the article here, what I'm assuming is that they're actually more so talking about there's increased activity in Cardano. It's still rather low though. It's pretty decentralized. It's building up. It's building up. It's building up rather critically here. Also here, one of the things they quote, Cardano, however, has a lower market value per user of $30,000 compared to Ethereum's $55,000. And well, again, if you kind of compare the points with each other, Cardano has a long way to go to build themselves out. But if you kind of compare it, Cardano has kind of, I guess the technicals are there for Cardano to be top notch. But if you compare it, Ethereum is so much further, which leads people to wonder, why isn't Cardano worth more? Why not? Why not? In my own opinion, it mostly has to do with the fact that it's already the highest ranking platformer next to Ethereum. Because it's kind of having a battle with BNB right now, but generally speaking, if we consider it to be number 3, it's already the highest ranking platformer out there. Why is that so? Because people know the functionality is actually better than that of Ethereum. The only problem is Ethereum has such huge amount of volume, but most importantly, volume in terms of activity. And of course, logically speaking, that there's just been some sort of grandfathered in effect. Ethereum has been there for so long, people trust it that much. But there's two major things which could take Ethereum down. One is basically people migrating over from Ethereum to other networks because, for example, that's expensive. Or two, some new decision on Ethereum's legal status. And of course, it's a little bit closer than for a lot of these other projects. All right, moving over, 5th largest bank in the US. And again, I got to kind of put the timestamp in here. There we go. In the US, launches Bitcoin and Litecoin custody service. Wow, right? That's a big deal. On Tuesday, October 5th, it appears that the US Bank National Association, aka US Bank, the 5th largest commercial bank in the US, according to the latest data from the Federal Reserve, has launched a crypto custody service aimed at investment managers. Wow. According to a report by CNBC published earlier today, the US Bank, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of US Bank Corp, Gunjan Kedia, vice chair of the bank's Wealth Management and Investment Services division, told CNBC that this new service will help investment managers store private keys for Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin with assistance from sub-custodian NYDIG, and that support for other coins like Ethereum is expected over time. So, as a altcoin holder as well, I am wondering what coins will follow, as there's only some mention of Ethereum right now. Then again, whenever I look into these types of announcements, I'm always thinking, it's just because they want to start out with something and not start out too broad. And Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash are kind of the usual. And then they picked one else, or one other one, which is in this case Litecoin. It's very often a 50-50 between Litecoin and Ethereum, or the four of them basically, because all of those have kind of grandfathered in, and people consider them to be fine in terms of regulation, where they're kind of safe picks. Now, you can really not see this as any bad deal in any way, shape, or form. You really can't. Here at the bottom, you're seeing a couple other positive remarks. For example, Kedia also told CNBC that every asset manager she knows is the potential of cryptocurrency as a diversified asset class. That's a little bit of a weird sentence. I'm not exactly sure why they wrote it that way. However, we do get basically where they're coming from. They surveyed the firm's biggest clients to determine if there was interest in this, and the interest in crypto was broad and not limited to niche players, and that clients wanted the bank to move quickly. We obviously get that, right? And that's been done a little while ago. And obviously, as we've done all these surveys before, not done them ourselves, but checked them through, we know that a lot of these bigger institutional clients, or just normal clients, basically anybody wants to get into crypto, albeit some small percentages, they want to get into it because they know this is the new big thing. And then heading over into Shiba Inu. Why is the coin pumping this much? Right now we're up, how much is it, 70% or so? Guys, I've been shouting Shiba for the last couple of days, and I'm going to be honest with you, I actually had a complete Shiba video made that I did not publish on my 5-minute crypto channel. By the way, a link for my second channel is down below. I basically made that for if this channel ever gets taken down. However, the problem is, I noted that if your channel gets taken down, apparently you're never allowed to have a second channel, to make a new channel, because if you're banned for life. I didn't know that. So yeah, I just post some news on there too every here and there, mostly just the most important stuff in a 5-minute format. So make sure you subscribe to that channel too. A link is down below. And I didn't release it basically because I thought, you know what, I don't know if people really like Shiba. I don't know if people really want to hear about it. But now I'm thinking, I should have just released the video because the information is clean, and it was kind of an obvious sweep. So in my own personal my own personal views, the summary of the situation is there were a couple of whales buying a ton of Shiba. I'm talking millions upon tens of millions of dollars. So if somebody is buying that much, you better know that there's some preparation for something big which is about to happen. And in my own opinion, the biggest piece of hype was either Elon Musk, because he's talking about some Floki and about his dog again, but also that Robinhood was going to be listing it. So now it became the most traded on Coinbase. People got really excited over it because, where is it now? Because Elon Musk might be saying something again soon. People got really, really excited. And there's no big one small thing which just happened. But again, Elon Musk posting his own dog, that usually does the trick, right? And I'm still assuming that since this one guy who bought like $50 million worth of SHIB also said, I believe, right, that it was because of the Robinhood situation. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I just feel as if it's kind of oh, we could have known. I basically, in that video, which was about 2 days ago that I recorded it and posted it, and the reason I didn't publish, by the way, is partially because I didn't want to kind of talk about Shiba anymore, but also partially because I take a long time to create a thumbnail. And after about 6 hours or so, I still didn't make a thumbnail, so I went to bed. And then the next day I was like, I should make a thumbnail. I should make a thumbnail. I didn't. And the next day came around. That's today. I was like, oh, damn. The price is already pumped. So yeah, it's a little bit sad. I'll just re-record a new video and make it better. All right, I'll try to do that. But yeah, generally speaking here, people are excited about Shiba purely because they still think it can go to 1 cent. And I'm never going to say it can't, I never know what's going to happen in a big bull run. And I will always stick by the code of don't say something can't happen just because it's far away. You never know how huge these things can do. And I'm definitely just a bystander in all of this. But looking at the huge surge which we've just seen, guys, anything is basically possible for Shiba. Anything is freaking possible. And I guess this last little article we'll talk about a little bit later, as I have a bigger story to attach to it, so that will come. All right, guys, thank you all for joining the video. Thank you all for checking it out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and I'll definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today. But again, so thank you for stopping by, and make sure you press that like button.